Hello and welcome, BitMonger family. Jay Monger with you here today. I hope you guys are all doing well. And in today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm seeing in the market and my recent trades and how this has really been a great couple of weeks for me in trading my shitcoins. And I love this because I'm being able to document this for people that actually pay attention to me, and hopefully I can help you guys. Again, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. But if you're, mirroring and listening to what I'm saying, you're making a ton of money like me. And I love being able to document my my successes and my failures. I'm not going to get them all right. But so far I've been way more successful than I have been wrong, and I love being able to document that, and for my son to see it later. Hopefully he can learn something from this as well. He's going to be going off to college soon, so just so you guys know, in about another few weeks I'm going to be probably not online as much. I'm taking a trip. I'm getting my son set up in college in the States, and so I might be not online that much. But anyways, let's get into what has been happening and why I'm so pleased. Let's take a look here. We can see helium, guys. As you know, I was telling you guys to buy this one. I told you the value zone was between 230 and 210. And I loaded up my bag when it was like at 219 and 217. So I have a dollar cost average on that at around 218. And since then, it has absolutely ripped. And I got it with leverage, so I'm really up in the money right now. I think this thing could go a lot further. And as you can see here, my first target point is all the way up here. Remember, guys, this was trading at over $4, right? It was trading at over $4 not that long ago. And if we get up just to this point, we're looking at roughly a 75% gainer. And I got, 5x leverage on that. So that's nearly, it's a 375% gainer, which is fucking sweet. I'll take that any day. I mean, remember, guys, traditional markets give you like 8-10% returns in a year, usually historically. So to get this kind of gains is just mind-blowing. And remember to take profits, guys. Remember to take profits. You don't want to be a long-term bag holder. I was having a conversation, not really a conversation as much as a chat with one of my viewers, and if you know who you are, if you're listening, and I appreciate your input. But I was thinking about bag holders, and you don't want to be round tripping these bags, guys, and you need to be looking at the data and the ecosystem and those metrics to make good informed decisions. I mean, you do have, cult-like groups that promote these coins, that are, heavily invested into them. And those people might be able to help you pump it. But ultimately, I believe that if you're not looking at the actual amount of developers moving to that chain, the actual progress of that chain being developed, and the speed of that development, things change quickly here. And if you're not looking at that adoption rate and the user experience and things like for layer ones, if they're getting coins minted on the chain, you need to be looking at those things. Does it have an ETF coming forward? Or does it have an ETF? Does it have any of these corporates that are, using it as a treasury asset? You need to be looking at these things. You can't be ignoring those things. And You look for those winners, and then inside that, you look for the good ecosystem plays inside of that layer 1, and that's how I intend to win. I mean, I have some other smaller plays outside of that, but my majority of my plays, outside of Bitcoin is my biggest bag by far. Then the next is Solana, and then Solana ecosystems. If you guys, as you probably know from watching my past videos, you'll know that I'm very bullish on that. So anyways, let's go ahead and, I got off track there. Let's go ahead and look at some of these other coins. Real quick, I want to look at Jupiter. Right now, if you look at Jupiter, it has broken through the golden pocket, and it's hanging out right here on this line here that I had drawn. This is not a fib level. This is a horizontal that I had eyed, and we can see it is right here. And look at how many times it's touched this, and it wicked below it, but now it's back up above this line. You can see it touched it here, it touched it here, it touched it here, it touched it here, 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 here. This is a very, very strong, support resistance line. So, and this is like right around 42.69. I like this level for an entry, and I would put a larger entry down here in case it gets down there. But let me see, where was that? I think I had it at 38.5 was the level. Yeah, right around here. 38, 39 is another very good level that I would be looking at if it gets down there. So guys, you might want to consider this one. I do believe Jupe is a great DEX on Solana, and it's got a lot going for it. As you guys know, I made a huge amount of money on Camino, and we can see I was calling it down here, guys, before it broke out, and it absolutely ripped, and it's coming back down. I do believe it's in good buying territory. It's actually under the golden pocket after that massive rip, so that's a good value zone. Could it come back down to here at around 6 cents? It certainly could. I would have a bid down here, so you could buy it now with a smaller amount in case it starts to recover again, which it may. It might go back above and flip the golden pocket into a support zone. We'll see. But the next bid that I would have here is like right around 6 cents. That's just a cut higher under 6 cents. So call it 6 cents. And down here, where you can see it was touching, it was touching here, here, and then right there, where it started this larger move. We can see it started the larger move from here. So I would also, in the event that it does, come down here and touch this bottom again, I would have an order down here all the way at 0.05227, I think is the zone. Yeah, something right around there. All right. Zeus. Now, as you guys know, I made a huge killing on Zeus when it had this absolute rip, and it has gone down, and I believe it made a new low, and I really believe that this coin is really undervalued. It has just fallen off of a fucking cliff, and I think it's being overlooked. We did see it start to come over here, and it's starting to pull up on the 4-hourly from where it bottomed down here. Now, it could fall further. Personally, I have a huge bag of this, and I'm slightly underwater on it right now, but I am not concerned about it at all. I will be buying more if it drops under 10 cents. But right now, I can't chart that because it's in no man's land if it goes down there. So the recent low was all the way down here at 0.0955. So You might want to put one down there in case it decides to go down there and touch that again. That's what I'm going to be doing. So, yeah. Bitcoin's trading at 114,300. It's looking good, guys. I believe that this could continue to catch a bid. If you look at the M2 money supply, and you look at what gold's doing, gold is breaking new all-time highs. The stock market is continuing to rip. I feel like Bitcoin is consolidating, coiling up. I think we could see some Bitcoin dominance going up and Bitcoin moving up. So that's bullish, guys. Very bullish. I'm seeing things going forward. Also, new news on Solana and the ETFs, and basically ETFs across the board, but primarily the big ones. Sol looks like those ETFs could be launching anytime soon, so keep an eye on that. We are seeing Rex Osprey, which is the only very small Sol ETF that's currently available, is getting massive amount of inflows, guys. I think people are front running it, like I had mentioned before. So I think that's going to do really well. And like I mentioned earlier, my thesis is that that money will drain down into that layer 1 ecosystem, into the good coins. And you know what I like. Let's take a look at some other information, which is not good for the Ripple fanboys. You guys are going to be even more butthurt about this, guys. But Ripple Chief Technology Officer to step back and join the board. Oh my God, no, Charles. I'm sorry, not Charles, David. Mr. Schwartz. Mr. Schwartz, this guy has been part of the one of the cult leaders. Him and the Brad Garlinghouse have been the two main guys. This guy's been around since forever, as long as I can remember. He was there back in early 2017 when I was buying it. He was waving the flag and people were behind him. So this has got to be another big butthurt move for fucking XRP fanboys. Because here he says, the time has come for me to step back from my day-to-day duties as Ripple CTO at the end of this year. That ain't looking good at all for the XRP fanboys. But as I mentioned yesterday, I know you guys are hardcore fanboys, cult-like, and I'm sure you guys will continue to push it on other people and gain that hype. And Brad Garlinghouse is an excellent guy to promote it. So could it catch the hype? Could it get a potential ETF and also pump? It certainly could. So I'm not going to downplay it as a trade, but as an actual technology with a good use case and all of that, well, you know where I stand. I'm not a big fanboy. Anyways, hope you guys are all doing well, and monger on.